raw 80s metal, when girls were girls and boys looked like girls. Hit it! Okay, so hair metal, 80s metal, glam metal. For a while, of course, it was a derogatory form to just say all you guys are about is hair and there's no substance, which was right for a lot of bands. The hair metal thing, I think, has come full circle now. I think kids today, like, look up hair metal and they're like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, what was it like when these guys were these old guys now on TV? What was it like when they were coming out in the 80s with that long hair? So I think it's kind of cool. So it's kind of a fun term now to say hair metal. Some people get all uppity-tighty. No one held them down to put all that blush and rouge and whatever hairspray on them. And sure, it's a sellout form, but hey, any band that signs to a major label where you'll have corporations then tied in with it and a lot of people have a say-so over your product, your music, they all sell out to some degree. But it's all to some degree. The hair metal, a lot of it was due to the image of these guys having poofed up hair. Poofed up. Maybe I'm just jealous because way back in the day I couldn't poof it up as good as they could. They were good poofers. Anyway, let's go right into 5 hair metal records that I'm not ashamed to say I own. Number 5, we'll start off with some local boys from the Chicago area here, Enuff's Enuff. They came out with their debut and had little hits with Flying High Michelle and New Thing. This is their second album. Came out in 1991. 91 was an awesome year for music, but not so much for the bands with still the long glam hair image thing happening. Not a good time. Some of them tried to pull away from that and tried to fit themselves into the whole Seattle and grunge sound thing, but we knew who they were and we would not let them transform from one music genre to another. My cat and dog love this topic. They're going nuts. So Enuff's Enuff Strength. Now the band still has that kind of a hair metal thing happening in the back, that long hair. They didn't really transform it. They didn't crop it all off, They still stayed to their freak flag roots, I guess you want to say. Now this, if the production was different and times were different and this was just released as a rock record, it would be damn near almost a perfect record. But since this band already had been labeled glam and hair metal, people were not so anxious of what they had to do next in their career. But this second record of theirs, Strength, it is awesome. It's got Heaven or Hell, Missing You, Strength, In Crowd. So it has some songs that are kind of like that, that glam pop heavy metal kind of a feel to it. But they just have some good rock and roll songs that would be equally at home on a Beatles record or something, which they're heavily influenced by. So this is just, if you ever see it, you're probably not going to see it on vinyl, but you'll see it in CD, probably in like the used CD thing for like $1 or something like that. Pick it up and strip away your image of hair metal and all, and just listen to it as a rock and roll record, and I guarantee you will love it. Enuff's Enuff Strength. Number 4, a band from the Philly area, tough blue-collar Philadelphia. What are we going to do, boys? Well, we're going to wear some makeup and try to hit the big time here. Cinderella, Night Songs. This is a kick-ass kind of a bluesy heavy metal record. Of course, the production again will kill it because all the echoey and crap like that. Again, if you stripped off all this and just released it as a rock and roll record, like if this came out, say, when like the original run of Aerosmith way back when they were good in the 70s, this would kind of fit with that stuff. This is good rock and roll. Of course, the guys, hey, no one held them down and put those outfits on them and poofed that hair up like that. So they are to blame for that old image. Cinderella, what are you doing? But I love this record. When it came out in 86. I saw them twice in 87. They opened up for Bon Jovi. My sister loved Bon Jovi. Every girl loved Bon Jovi, and especially in the 80s. So I was like, yeah, I'll go, And I thought would it be cool would be to see Cinderella. And then after Cinderella, I went and got nachos. And so it's got Hell on Wheels, Push Push, In From the Outside. These are just great rock and roll driven songs, heavy metal / rock and roll driven songs. And for sure, I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed to say I bought this right when it came out, and I've played it ever since. That's my furnace there. I think one of the coolest things is Tom Kiefer's scratchy vocals. It's a really good fit for the sound of this band, and this is just a great debut record. Okay, band from California, number 3, rocking with Dokken, Tooth and Nail. Now their debut, I believe, came out in 81. This came out in 84, 1984, so figure Van Halen's 84. A lot of your 80s music was kind of 80 to 84. A lot of that cheesy 80s music, that early MTV years. So it was still a little like risque to look kind of heavy metal. And then, of course, it went into the more glammy stuff, and then towards like 89, 90, everyone was kind of done with it. But anyway, so 84, this thing comes out, Tooth and Nail. They broke with Breaking the Chains, which was before this. So people had kind of heard of them. And the singer, Mr. Don Dokken, he had sung with Scorpions and helped out other bands and stuff, so he was a known person in the scene. And this is the second record, Tooth and Nail, and it comes out, it is good. Tooth and Nail is a great song. Turn on the Action, When Heaven Comes. It's a really good band. A lot of people know them probably from the hits they had on the album after this. But this is just a great, it's got a ballad, Alone Again. I think legally every band was contracted to have a ballad on there. That's usually what broke the albums, was the slow songs. But this is just, George Lynch is a great guitar player. Jeff Pilson, he now plays with Foreigner, saw him in Foreigner. Mick Brown, don't know what happened to Mick Brown too much. But the group every once in a while will form and kind of play. So it's an awesome band. And this one would stay on my turntable all the time as a kid because it's a good one. But is it glam? Well, you have the kind of nice little, clean little, it's like a picture, but then they kind of draw over, the create everyone's little like high cheekbones and stuff like that. I don't know what kind of art you would call that, but for sure they played up the image. And then albums after this was even worse. But it's a great record, Tooth and Nail by Dokken. Now, speaking about George Lynch, that brings me to number 2 of the 5 hair metal band records that I'm not ashamed to say I own. This means that if my punk rock friends come over and invite all their skinhead friends, they're going to say, hey, listen to some records, I'm going to pull these out too. Because these are just as good as any punk rock stuff. Or a bunch of dudes into Slayer and Testament come over. What are you going to play for us, Brian? I will gladly play these records. I'll probably get beat up, but I'll gladly play these records. Ratt, Out of the Cellar. Oh my lord, Ratt. So they put out an EP. This is their first full-length album. Came out March 84. I was a 13-year-old kid. And I just love this record. I don't know if I bought it because it had a cool cover or if I did see Round and Round on MTV, but I think I liked the band before Round and Round broke big on MTV. And oddly enough, that Halloween of 84, I went to a party as Stephen Pearcy, the lead singer. I had black parachute pants, I had some headbands. I did this, he used to wear like black on his eye, and everyone thought I was Adam Ant. So I spent the evening trying to tell people, no man, I'm the guy from Ratt. I'm more dangerous than Adam Ant. I think that's Adam Ant. He's cool too, but I was trying to be the guy from Ratt. I don't know if anyone watched this video, they clicked on it because they saw hair bands or heavy metal. You have to have this. So why am I telling about it? You all own it. You all probably play the hell out of it because it's a great record. Ratt, Out of the Cellar, Wanted Man, You're in Trouble, Round and Round, In Your Direction, one of my favorite songs from Ratt, She Wants Money. Lack of Communication, Back for More, The Morning After, I'm Insane, another great one, Scene of the Crime. I was lucky enough to see Ratt in 1985. A little band called Bon Jovi opened up for Ratt. They were on touring on the album after this, the Invasion of Your Privacy tour, and that was a great show. So I was happy to see Ratt early on. I just saw Ratt recently, and they were awesome. Still, Stephen Pearcy still got that good gravelly voice, so it's good stuff. Again, if the production was a little different and the guys didn't play up the imagery, and all that, it would come out today and be one hell of a rock/heavy metal record. But it is what it is. 1984, it was a killer record. Still killer today. Probably going to put it on after I make this little video. Ratt, Out of the Cellar. A band from Sacramento, California. Formed around 81, and they put this thing out in 1986. Tesla, these guys are talented. I've seen them recently a few times, and they still sound great. Of course, they probably did not appreciate to be lumped into the whole hair metal scene, but that's what happened when you had long hair and you played up your slow songs and you wanted the girls to like you, so you all took pretty pictures on the back of the cover there, and had a cleaned up heavy metal image. That is what you got. So Tesla, Easy Come, Easy Go, coming at you live, getting better. It's a great song. Too Late for Love, Rock Me to the Top's a great one. We're No Good Together, that's a really good slower jam. I don't believe it was released as like their slow song. Obviously, after this album, they put out some slow songs that they're really well known for. Modern Day California Cowboy, Changes, Little Susie's, just an iconic song. Love Me, Cover Queen, and Before My Eyes. Before My Eyes is another good song. Again, switch the production a little bit, make it more rock and less, echoey, glam rocky, and you just have yourself. Heck, on this one, you don't even have to change the production. This is just a great record. You just got to change how they say Easy Come, Easy Go. They actually spell out easy. They just spell out the word easy, a little bit better, less glammy. And then Coming at You live is C-O-M-I-N. Possibly, just, I don't know. Little changes like that. And it pulled you away from the hair metal and brought you just into the rock and roll metal. But I think this band, because they've stuck around so long, because they're still playing around, they are just seen as an awesome rock band. So they've outlived that whole hair metal thing. I saw Tesla open up for Def Leppard in 1987. What a classic time that was. So there you have it, the top 5 hair metal records that I'm not afraid to say I own. But as I said, I don't think kids today really care. I think actually to call a band hair metal isn't that put down or insult it was way back when us dudes that were trying to like, the heavier stuff would be like, they're just hair metal. I don't think kids today even care anymore. Hey, this is also available on cassette. Let me put those up. That really ages it. Thanks for clicking on this video. Thanks for watching.